Saying no to client work is one minefield to navigate, but what if what I'm about to share in this video could help you reframe the way you think about saying no, and it can actually be one of the most powerful moves you make in your freelance career. But first, come with me as I go through some UGC content for a brand. So it's a pretty light setup today. I'm just rocking my camera bag and my tripod. So we're gonna go shoot at Signal Hill. It's actually one of my favorite areas to shoot. I've shot a couple of these YouTube videos out there. I mean, man, like, look at that view, dude. That's just wild. You know? Some of the OGs might remember this spot. But yeah, I think we can sometimes get paralyzed when it comes to saying no or saying yes to a certain job, because I think we're conditioned to think that no is kind of like a missed opportunity every time, but that is not the case. Because I think taking on work that doesn't align is also counterproductive in terms of what you want to do and what you want to create, especially when it comes to running a business. And specifically stuff that drains your time and your creative capacity for the projects that really matter. For instance, I had a busy weekend this last weekend. My girlfriend ran the half marathon, Two Oceans half marathon, and I was offered a job over the weekend. It was a couple hours each day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It also kind of included shooting content at the marathon, but after having a very, very busy 2 months, I decided to just say no to the job purely because it was some time that I wanted to have towards the people I love and also myself. So that was an example of me saying no because of my personal want to not have work that weekend. Saying no also can communicate that you have some sort of standards for certain jobs. It also communicates to the market that you are in demand and that you're not desperate, and clients will respect you for that. Over these past 2 years, I've definitely gotten better, and I often think we look at certain jobs and we just kind of know instinctively that this is not going to work, but we still take them on. So yeah, I think you really need to be careful about where you spend your time, and you need to choose your work specifically. And that's really great as a freelancer. We get to be able to choose our work. And today I'm choosing my work. It is one of the only sunny days in the week, so I've come out to this beautiful spot, as I mentioned earlier. It's just 3 videos, 1 camera video, and actually 2 of the other videos are on my phone. So that would be pretty cool. So I like to use this analogy when it comes to saying no to work. And it is that cliche analogy where one door closes and another door opens. But it does ring so true when it comes to saying no to client work, because there have been countless times where I've had the opportunity to do a job and I've said no for whatever reason, but either that day, the next week, or the next month, something comes around that fills that gap that is bigger and better. I genuinely can't say how often that has happened. My Mexico job that I had booked for February, it was a last minute job. It came through in like middle Jan. It was like end of Jan. Let's go to Mexico. Let's go shoot for a couple of days, and that's it. I had said no to a job that was over those same dates. That would have been great, but it just didn't fulfill my standards that I've set myself this year. And those standards are budgets. It has to fill and fit into my budgets. I'm not taking on any jobs that don't do that unless they have the other 2 aspects, which is passion. So if a job has a decent budget, but the passion is what I want, it's a really cool job, I'm working with a football club I really love or a bike brand that I really want to shoot for, I'll say yes to, even if the budget's a bit low, because hey, fuck it, I might as well do it. It'll be incredible to shoot with and it'll be a great portfolio piece. And the third option is time. Does it take away time from my other things that I have already committed to? So if it falls into those 3, one of those 3, I usually will look to it and take it. But if it doesn't, I will generally just have to say no to it, because yeah, it's like kind of forcing yourself to say no to it and treating yourself as your own employee and your own boss at the same time. And I think the creative aspect of what we do as creators and filmmakers and photographers is finite. So there's only so many hours in the week, and I think the best creative stuff comes out when you have a clear head and a clear timeline to shoot and to do things that really matter. So we're actually losing daylight way faster than I expected. It's to be fair, it is 6:20 already, but yeah, the hour went like so fast. Okay, so I managed to grab the last shots just as the sun went down. This was kind of a good example of what I was saying when it comes to choosing a job specifically. If I had filled my week out this week, I wouldn't have been able to come on this little excursion to shoot an hour and a half and then also shoot a YouTube video, which is on my goals for this year to improve. I want to have more YouTube videos going out, but I wouldn't have been able to do that if I stacked my schedule. Yes, I'd be making a lot of cash, but I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. And saying no to jobs really lets you build out a proper schedule, because I think it's one thing we don't talk about enough as a freelancer is that this job and this line of work can be more restrictive than any 9-to-5 you can ever experience, because work becomes your life. Your output is kind of your brand, right? Burnt out creators don't make good work anywhere, in any sense. A burnt out dentist doesn't perform his best surgeries, right? I think it goes for everything. And I think it can get masked in this world a lot more compared to a traditional sense or traditional job. So I think the moment you start managing your work intentionally is the moment the quality of work dramatically increases. Saying no to things isn't necessarily about saying no to money. It's way bigger than that. It's about grabbing your time back and creating a career that you really want and is really worth having. I hope that helped, and it's something that is a work in progress, even for me and for many others, I would imagine. So just keep at it, keep doing your best, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.